Hello, welcome to the Champions League edition of the Highland FC podcast. I'm your host Shivraj. As I said in my previous video, I'm going to dive deeper into the Liverpool versus Athletico de Madrid game. It was a beautiful game night. Anfield is beautiful at night, especially the Champions League is something that is wonderful to watch. I can only imagine how it must be in real out there. So it's one of the beautiful moments for any fan, Liverpool fan at least, to watch it live on the Champions League night. We scored early. Let's talk about the lineup, right? So in the lineup, I was really surprised to see Isak. And I was really happy to see him because what he said in the interview with the LFC TV is that he waited for this moment of all summer and it's finally here. So it's kind of a relief for him. But as a fan, it was really important for us to see him within the lineup as soon as possible. But I don't think I was expecting this quick that he would show up. In the lineup, I expected him to be in the bench, but not in the lineup, in the starting lineup. And obviously, we started with 4-2-3-1, which is our preferred combination this year, as the just like last year. Alisson in goal. I mean, he didn't have much to do within the game. Just I think couple of saves. He did couple of saves, which is half-hearted efforts from the Athletic players. But obviously, the two goals that he conceded was he couldn't do much about it. Frimpong, I think Frimpong came. Frimpong was substituted later, but. Along with Robertson, but Konate and Van Dijk had better games as well. Van Dijk especially is fantastic. He's superb. Szoboszlai and Gravenberch were in the middle of the park, which I found it to be a really interesting combination because Szoboszlai, we think that he likes to tend to go forward, but he was comfortable with Gravenberch, and which is really promising sign. Although I must say that in the second half, Wirtz and Szoboszlai kind of went on to in the advance when Wirtz had the ball and he was trying to shoot, but then Szoboszlai was in between, and that was kind of a annoying thing for me because Wirtz, I thought he could have finished it, but then eventually when you saw the follow through of Wirtz's miss, it kind of made sense that Szoboszlai would have taken it, but Wirtz should have taken it early, but he didn't. So that kind of goes to show that Wirtz is still adapting to the lineup and to the intensity of the league and overall our play. Gakpo, I found it to be. I don't know about you guys. Gakpo, he's a good player, but I feel like he's overrated. I feel like he keeps the ball to himself a lot. He doesn't, when he gets the ball, he doesn't pass to anyone. He doesn't try to create a goal for someone else. He always thinks that he's the one who's going to score the goal, much like Salah did in the beginning of his career with Liverpool. But Salah now, when you see Salah now, he always try to look out and see who's in and around, who is in a better position to score a goal than him. But obviously, when Salah is right in front of the in front of the goal post, he's the killer. So that's what happened with Salah's goal, the second goal, which is absolutely such a Salah goal. He just held, I think, 3 or 4 players together, and he just scored in such a tiniest I would say space, which is tremendous. I don't think people talk a lot about Salah's goals because Salah creates goals out of nowhere, and this particular goal was is an evident that he just creates out of nowhere. And Salah is someone who can create moments now. Especially, he realizes how big is Champions League, so he always shows up for Champions League game. Apart from the last year's PSG game where he just didn't show up, but Salah had a wonderful game as well. Isak, I want to talk about Isak a lot. He was good. He was good, and he. I don't think he's completely match fit. He didn't press a lot, but he did have some smart pressing moments, and he had a flick in the middle of the park. I think he flicked it to Gakpo, and that was a really interesting moment there. And he also took some shots from the outside, and which was fantastic. And I was like, "Whoa, Isak is finally our player," you know. So I was just so happy over the moon to see Isak. Robertson had a better game. I must say, we should start Robertson over Kerkez, because Kerkez, I don't think he's ready for Liverpool, in the sense that he doesn't have a composure that is required to be playing with the big team. So that's something that I think should be done. But overall, I found the game to be really good. In the beginning, I thought we could have scored another goal or two, but then I don't know, like Weirds just didn't take his chances at times. So that's something that was weird for me, and I was praying that one goal would just complete this whole thing. But then Athletico just came back, as we've seen in the past against Liverpool. They're so good. They are embodiment of the manager, and he had to be shown red in the end, because he when you see him in the sideline, he is just furious. He is just, I feel like his wife I feel sorry for his wife, because she has to put up with this bloke, and I must say, he looks, if you see his eyes, right, he looks very sick. He looks like his blood pressure is all over the place, his sugar levels are all over the place. He has some kind of anxiety, some kind of high blood pressure kind of illness, where his eyes are literally black, red, and you only see that with people who are who are not healthy. So that was an interesting observation. But in the end, we were the better team. But credit goes to Athletic, because they were obviously playing essentially their B team, because most of their players were absent, I suppose, especially Julian Alvarez. I mean, if he was there, I wish he was there, because I wanted to see how he would perform against Liverpool, when we were heavily linked with him all summer. But eventually we got Isak, so just wanted to see that combination of how he would play against us and how Isak would play against them. But that didn't happen. I found Athletic has they are all technical players, right? So they keep the ball so well, they rotate the ball so well. The problem with them is that they don't have X factors in them. They can pass the ball all they want, but they don't have that X factor. So I think that was Griezmann is shadow of a player of who he was, and I think he's come to, I guess, twilight of his career. I don't know, how old is he? Just let me know, guys, if Griezmann is old and he's coming to retire. But I mean, I found him to be okay within the. I mean, he didn't do much, although. But Oblak had a good game. There was a save that he did. Not sure from whom, but it was in the end of the game, and he did obviously stopped a really good goal. And then we saw some incomings with Hugo Ekitike. I found Hugo Ekitike to be not interested in the game, because he's like, okay, I don't think I'll be playing much, kind of a mentality. He just didn't put in a lot of effort. Let's just say that. Rio was. I was so happy for Rio that he is getting his chances. As Arnas said, I mean, we were heavily linked with Bradley, and the Real Madrid player Rodrigo in the summer. But yeah, it was a really good start for. I mean, game time for Rio. He's the kid is in school, so it's fantastic for him and his confidence as well. I'm sure he will be a starter. He will be the first choice when it comes. When you put him and Cody Gakpo together, I think Rio would be obviously a starting position in the coming years. Milos Kerkez came in. Honestly, he didn't do much. Bradley, again, he looked. He doesn't look comfortable at this point in time. I think there's some kind of a. He's in pain. I feel he's still not 100%. Maybe that's the reason why he was not started, because I genuinely feel that Arne Slot prefers Conor Bradley over Frimpong. So yeah, so that's the substitutions for the day, and obviously Alexis McAllister came in and he kind of secured the game. I mean, obviously it had to be by Van Dijk in the end, but it goes to show that Liverpool are a serious champions, and they are not going to be taking the subsequent year, which the champions, we were champions last year, and this is a subsequent year. It's easy for one-time champions to think that way. Kind of what happened with us in 2021 season. 2021 season. The second year. I think Van Dijk was injured in that season. He had an ACL or something. That season was, it's heartbreaking to think about that season, because we still had good players who could have won us another title. But we didn't have that mentality, at least because we were kind of relieved and exhausted by the amount of games that we had played, this year it definitely looks different. We are going to compete in all the possible competitions out there, and I think these are the two competitions that we are going to be very, very, very serious contenders for the trophy. So so that's pretty much it. That's a video, guys, and do let me know what you think about the game, Liverpool versus Athletic. I found it to be really fascinating. I mean, at least it's been such a long time. Not long time, few months since we've saw the Champions League game. But good to be back. Good to be talking about the game. Really glad and privileged to be talking about the game, because we are in it. We are competing for it. There's other teams who are not competing in it. You know who I'm talking about. Let's just take game by game. I think obviously Arna will tweak a little bit. Wirtz came to the left in the end of his time within the game, kind of suited him a little bit, but still we need to find expect him to learn how to play that typical number 10 position, because we don't want him to be, Arna at least doesn't want him to play in the left. He prefers him in the middle, and there's a reason why we bought him for such a huge sum. Not to be playing in the wide areas. He has to be played in the middle, because he is going to be the ultimate number 10 for few years to come. So if we have to sacrifice his skills or his outcomes for few games just to allow him to adapt to the lineup, I think we should do it, and I think that's what Anna is doing as well. So yeah, so do let me know, guys, what you think. I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna catch up with you guys on the Everton versus Liverpool game on Saturday. Although I'm afraid I won't be watching it live because I have some other work to do. So, but I'll definitely watch the replay and hopefully try to get the live as much as possible, and then obviously talk about it and rest of the games over the weekend within the Premier League. So do check that out, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you all in the coming days. See you. Bye.